People think that the Classic event got hacked in a way. Something huge might happen in the Classic Hub soon, and so much more stuff in today's video that I want to talk about after I ask you to subscribe, because whenever you subscribe, my day gets a trillion gazillion times better. And also, whenever you subscribe, I squish this dude in my hand. So the first story I'm going to talk about is the Classic apparently being hacked. So it wasn't actually hacked. I've seen a bunch of tweets basically claiming that the Classic Hub is basically teleporting people into a game that is not the Classic Hub, such as this tweet right here from Isaac that basically says, developers of the Classic event are milking the hell out of this event by teleporting people in-game who have waited hours just to be TP'd to this place, which forces users to follow them for free accessories, etc., etc. And basically the way this tweet is worded, it kind of seems like what is happening is people are joining the hub of the Classic, in which they're randomly being teleported to this game right here in this screenshot that is asking people to follow developers of the Classic. Now, here's the thing that's actually happening here. Nobody's getting teleported into this game from the Classic, okay? Now, does that mean that this game is all in good faith? Hell no. This game is terrible, and I'll explain why in a second. But the main point is that nobody's being teleported from the Classic. I've seen a lot of people claim that it got hacked by developers or whatnot, but that's not what's happening at all here. Now, the thing that's actually happening here is what Bereza actually tweeted out right here. Sorry about this, everyone. A couple of devs noticed that when they join a hub, a Discord bot will ping hundreds of people to follow them into game. So they've created a place to farm followers to get verified on Roblox. We were yelling at the devs involved in this and taking away their dev cake launchers. If you don't know who Bereza is, he's a ginormous developer. He's made so many crazy games, and I think he is like one of the top people at Twin Atlas. So yeah, basically what's happening here is these developers were taking advantage of people that actually have set up things to snipe these developers in game, and they've made it so people actually join them in this game right here instead of the hub, which is kind of smart because they're not really breaking any rules or TOS, and they're not really like interrupting people that are just trying to play the hub normally. They're only interrupting people that are trying to maliciously join developers to get this like item quicker than everyone else and whatnot. So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think these devs are completely in the wrong here, but okay, I don't think they're completely in the right, because a lot of these developers that you can see in this screenshot are actually still putting this cake item behind a follow wall, where basically they're asking you to follow all these people on screen so you can join a private server with them and get this cake item, which is kind of annoying because this cake item was released to kind of be like a little prize for people if they met a developer, and now some developers are taking advantage of that and hiding it behind a follow wall to get followers and verified on Roblox, which I don't think is cool. Now, if you look at the comments under this tweet, a lot of people are saying that it's a genius idea, like Creekcraft. Now, he's like half joking, but also he's not really half joking. I feel like Creekcraft might actually do something like this soon. But yeah, it seems like this whole situation is not as malicious as, you know, Twitter was making it out to be, but it is also not like completely fine. I think these developers should not be doing this. And I mean, it's kind of obvious that they shouldn't be doing this because Andrew Bereza, the director of business development at Twin Atlas, is telling them to stop. He literally said, we're yelling at the devs involved. So yeah, they're definitely in trouble. And this whole situation has been going on for like 7 hours now as I'm recording this video. But I think also as I'm recording this video, they have stopped. Yeah, nobody got teleported out of the Classic Hub into this random game. It was basically people trying to snipe these developers joining into their game, you know? So yeah, I don't think anything crazy malicious was happening, but also I don't think locking a cake item behind a follow wall is cool either. So yeah, that's what's going on here. And I think it's awesome that Bereza is just making a tweet like this, where he literally starts it off by just saying sorry. Like, that's so awesome to see. Thank you, Bereza, for clearing this all up. And yeah, W Twin Atlas, okay? But at least on top of all of this, we've gotten some other leaks for the Classic. Because if you've ever joined the Classic lobby, you may have noticed this little hinge on the little duck thing in the middle of the map. And basically, some people have actually glitched under the duck and have found some very interesting things. So as of right now, there's nothing under the duck, but it seems like once an event, you know, is starting to happen, things under the duck will spawn in and something will happen. Because looking at this tweet right here, you can see that someone actually glitched under the duck in the middle of the map, and it's basically just like an open area under there right now. But I'm guessing in the coming days, things will start to be like appearing down here, and it will get like fully furnished and stuff like that, and something will happen. I'm gonna guess, okay, I'm gonna put up my guess right now, that it's gonna be like a special item for people that have like gotten every single token and ticks, but maybe that's a little bit too far, I don't know. But yeah, either way, insanely cool that there's still gonna be more stuff happening in the Classic. Even with all this bad news, I'm glad that there still is gonna be more events happening throughout the next couple days on the event, because that is just pretty awesome, okay? But aside from all of that, we now have my personal opinions on the Classic, because if you didn't watch my last video, I talked about how I didn't like a lot of games in the Classic, but as of right now, as I'm recording this video, I have completely gotten every single item in the Classic, and I have some stronger opinions. Number one, TDS was not as bad as I thought it would be. In my last video, I talked about how TDS was kind of crap. I gave it like a 5 out of 10 roughly, but I'm going to bump that up to a 6 out of 10, maybe a 6.5. But even though TDS got better reviews after I played through it longer, the rest of the games I think got worse. I completely finished Livetopia, and it didn't get any better. It got to the point where I think I'm going to take Livetopia's points and put it lower, bro. It's now a 2 out of 10. I think I do have to apologize to one of the games I mentioned in my last video, and it's Restaurant Tycoon 2, because that's one of the games that has taken the most time so far for me, and it's honestly been the most boring. But apparently, me and many others were just playing the game somewhat wrong, because the dev for Restaurant Tycoon has actually put out a tweet before my video came out that I just didn't see, where he basically teaches you how to do the event even quicker. Now, I don't know how much quicker this is going to make you do the, event, but there is some pretty good tips in here, because basically the developer says that you should actually serve starters because those count towards your overall goal of feeding classic users, which I didn't know. I think you should reword that in his game because I did not even fathom that. He also says that you can set your tables to VIP only, which will mean that they can only seat classic people and celebrities and stuff, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's kind of the only tips he gives, but honestly, I feel like those would speed up the whole quest a lot more, and it wouldn't take you 3 hours if you did it that way, which is good. Thank you for putting out this tweet. I wish I saw it a lot earlier, but sadly, you tweeted this after I finished it, and I was mad. But yeah, at least Restaurant Tycoon 2 has actually put out like a good tutorial on how to do this event a little bit faster. But either way, I'm still a little bit mad, and I think their event is now, I'm going to say, a 4 out of 10. Okay, it's not going up that much. I'm sorry. I also forgot to mention that since my last video about the classic, I've also played other games, such as Dragon Adventures, Blade Ball, Bed Wars, and Toilet Tower Defense. And I'm going to be honest, all of them are mid, except for Blade Ball. I think Blade Ball has a lot of potential, but I think every other game that I mentioned has a big problem with grinding. I think every single game in this event has a huge problem with grinding. Like the little challenges that a lot of these games propose are very, very fun. Like Blade Ball, when you have to fight 1x1x1, that's so cool. But here's the thing. The game basically forces you to do it like 10 to 15 times to fill out like a battle pass or something like that. It's just not cool. I don't know. I don't think that's the best way to do it. And I think that's mainly people's complaints for the whole event. And I think that's why people really don't like it. Because yeah, most of these games that you play in this event have some sort of huge grinding component where you have to end up spending like an hour plus in each game. But overall, I think the event's been fine so far, and now we can move on to the next story, which just happens to be the ducks moving in the event hub. So yeah, I guess there's like some sort of event being planned on the classic, and this also kind of ties in with the story I talked about earlier. But basically, there's this gang of 3 ducks that have been roaming around the classic hub, and they've been moving every single day. And it seems like today they have moved a little bit further, and maybe soon we'll see them do something interesting. I don't know. It gives me like Kevin the Cube flashbacks from Fortnite. I hope whatever Roblox is hyping up with these dang ducks is actually cool, because you know, I'm gonna start predicting what this whole thing is gonna be, with my first prediction being a domino crown. Because here's the thing, Roblox has been tweeting willy-nilly on twitter.com, with one of their tweets being this. Basically, someone tweeted out that they completed the classic and they were like the first person to ever do it, in which Roblox replied to that tweet saying this, a crown emoji, and this little gif here, which is, you know, I think it's kind of cute. You know, it's kind of cool to see Roblox tweeting something like that. And I get it's just a meme, you know, you dropped this king, here's your crown, you know, and it's a domino crown. But what if people that 100% completed the event get a domino crown? Now, I don't know. I'm just speculating, and I'm usually never right. So don't ever take my word for it. But what if, guys? What if it's a domino crown? I don't know. I don't know. That's just my theory. Anyways, yeah, bye. Thanks, Roblox.